champion boxing and sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let's talk about, Alexis Rocha. Really need to pay attention to this young man because he can fight. When I tell you Alexis Rocha can fight, he can really, really bang. And when watching him fight, it reminds me of Blair Cobb. It really does. Watching him come out there as a welterweight, with 18-1 and 12 knockouts, and Blair Cobb being more of an athletic fighter, I was somewhat expecting Blair Cobb to pull it off because he's shown that he can get hurt and then come back and win fights. But I noticed after that, like the second round, that was like Marquez Pacquiao, the first fight. And the reason why I say that is because Marquez made necessary adjustments in that first round, and then he just started letting his hands go with those combinations, that right hand, and when I was punching in between Pacquiao shots, combinations, counter punching, just doing everything right. And that's what made Marquez an amazing fighter, is his ability to counter punch and throw combinations and the type of combinations and fight and throw punches in between the opponent's shots and land hard. And when I was watching Alexis Rocha, that's why I think Alexis Rocha is another one of those guys. You have Rocha, you got Staniulis, you got Ennis, and you got other guys who fight in that welterweight. But when you look at those three names, to me, are the ones that and Virgil Ortiz. They're gonna make some noise, man. Don't sleep on Rocha. He fought that fight against Cobb. I was watching that, and it looked like Juan Manuel Marquez in there. The way he was throwing his punches, throwing his shots, getting his combinations off, getting out of the way. Now, Marquez is still, to me, an overall is a better fighter. But Rocha reminded me a lot of Marquez, especially the way he was keeping his distance. And when he starts letting his shots go in those combinations, Blair Cobb didn't know what to do with himself. And anyone that Rocha fights, they're going to have a tough time with him. Now, Rocha can get hit, but he has a great corner because as soon as he took a shot from Blair Cobb, his corner was on him. So he knew the mistakes he was making. So while he's in there, you could tell he's thinking. And he's able to keep calm under pressure, keep calm under fire. Where Blair Cobb starts to get excited and jump around. And, it looks crazy because he has that afro, that's just red afro that's just kind of, swinging in the breeze. But Alexis Rocha is someone who we really need to pay attention to. Talk about these guys with these, stellar amateur backgrounds and guys with the right teams and guys who are being in the right camps at the right time. I paid attention when Robert Garcia said that Alexis Rocha is going to be too much. Hold on a second. When Robert Garcia, let me mute this, man. Robert Garcia said Alexis Rocha is just too strong, too fast, too good of a combination puncher. And he said Blair Cobb is athletic, he's got strong hands, but skills pay the bills. And he said you're going to see in that fight, it should be one of those fights where Alexis Rocha really kind of cements his presence in the welterweight division. And he did that. And I think with Alexis Rocha, I'm not sure what the next move is for him. But anyone they put him in the ring with is going to have a tough time. He needs to, in my opinion, pick it up a little bit more in that first round. But at the same time, that's where they're just collecting data and just kind of watching and seeing what the opponent does good, doesn't do good, the habits that they have. And then from there, you see he just starts to chip away at him. But when he figures it out and he figures out what's working and he starts letting those hands go, man, he reminds me of Juan Manuel Marquez. And if he can keep improving his fight game, he's going to go on to do something absolutely amazing. And I truly believe that. I truly believe he's going to go on and do something truly amazing. And as long as he stays with the right team and keeps his keeps his head on straight. But Juan Manuel Marquez is just a guy who, you know, he's a legend, man, and he's gonna be a legend for a reason. A couple of differences with the two of them is height. Rocha is 5'10", 5'11". Marquez was more like the 5'5", 5'6", so he wasn't very tall. You know, Marquez is actually, you know, born and raised in Mexico. Rocha is of Mexican descent. The uniqueness of Rocha too is he's a Southpaw, so that creates another big issue for people. Marquez was a right-hander, but he still fought like him. But when it comes to Alexis Rocha, he's wasted no time in his pursuit of boxing gold and glory. His brother, I don't know if you guys know, he had a brother named Ronnie Rios, and Rocha was a younger fighter that won the gold medal at the Junior Olympics at 14 years old in 2012, and then caught the attention of the boxing world, being a 6-time national champion as an amateur. Now, when you think about him, Rocha being a 6-time national champion as an amateur, you think about Blair Cobb, who started late in his you could say in an advanced age. It's hard to come in there and know what to do when a guy who's been boxing his whole life, and that amateur pedigree, it pays dividends. And that's why with Earl Spence and Ugas, the fight is so unique, because they both have a stellar amateur background. But with Alexis Rocha, he is just going to do something amazing, man. He turned professional in 2016 with Golden Boy. Sometimes I think Golden Boy doesn't know how to manage these fighters properly, because when you see a guy like that put on a performance like he did against Cobb, you're almost like, man, where has he been? Why aren't they pushing him more? So I think with a lot of these boxing promoters, they need to figure out how to manage the stable better and get these guys, fighting a bit more. But it's just amazing, man, to watch him. So Rocha's going to continue to do his thing, man, and keep fighting. And I just really think the sky's the limit for this guy. It is just absolutely amazing to watch him get in there and fight. I can see him being so tall and having a tough time getting down to weight like that. I can see him, ballooning up to 154. He's 5'10", he has the frame, he can carry the weight, but it looks like he still has some work to do. So a good fight will be like a him and Ortiz. His name isn't as big as Virgil Ortiz right now, but Ortiz is from Texas. That's a fight to make, is Ortiz and Spence, but Ortiz was training out of California, so him and Rocha would be a good fight as well. But I know they're trying to keep moving Ortiz to get the big fights, the Terrence Crawford, the Ennis, the Spence, even the Thurman. He wants the bigger names. And Rocha is now on the cusp of looking for those things as well. But that being said, keep your eye out for Alexis Rocha. If you didn't see that fight with him and Blair Cobb, it happened a few weeks ago. Pull it up on YouTube, watch it. It was on the Zone. Absolutely amazing fight. It's a little bit of ebb and flow in there, but you just saw around round 2, when he started to figure things out, he just took off. He took off from there. And Blair Cobb he stands too tall anyway, his chin's in the air, and he was just a sitting duck for that left hand. I mean, it was just death by 1,000 left hands. It was almost like Pacquiao in the ring. But he reminds me of Juan Manuel Marquez when he lets his hands go. It's so clean, full extension on the shots. When he throws short. His timing was impeccable. In that fight, he just had the fight of his life, and I felt like I was watching Juan Manuel Marquez. That being said, more to come on Rocha. I'm looking forward to what he's going to continue to do. I'll continue to cover him because he's actually on my radar, and I like what I'm seeing. But as always, you guys keep safe. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And shout out to all the veterans. I'm in the breeze.